2 digits using something called an area model. But before we do, have a go at solving this. Pretty straightforward. Have you got it? Okay, number 1 then. So 1 times 10, 10, 3 times 10, 30, 5 times 10, 50, 8 times 10 is 80. Okay, using that knowledge, have a go at these. Did you notice anything? You may have noticed that on the ones on the left or the ones on the right, they were 10 times greater. So 10 times 10 is 100. 30 times 10, 300. 50 times 10, 500. And 80 times 10 is 800. We're going to be using these facts or this type of knowledge in our problems in a minute. Let's put this simple equation into an area model. So a bit like a multiplication grid. You may have seen something like this before at school. So we're going to have 10 multiplied by 1. So we've got a 10 rod and a 1 cube. We know 1 times 10 is 10. Let's have a look at a slightly different one. 2 times 10. So we know that 1, 10 was 10, and another 1, 10 is also 10. So that would be 20. You can see we're multiplying the outsides together to give us the bit in the middle. Slightly different one now. We're still multiplying by 10, but this time multiplying it by 10. So 10 times 10, if I have 10 of the rods, it would give me an area of 100. 10 times 10 is 100. Let's have a look at this one now. 13 times 10. You'll notice that I've kept the 10 times 10 part, which was 100. We're going to add an extra part to our model. So this part is going to be made of 3 ones, because each of these ones is going to multiply by 10. So we have 13 times 10. Can you see our 13 down the left and our 10 at the top? Let's multiply 1 by 10, and again, and again. This part of the area model represents 10 times 10, which was 100, and this part represents 3 times 10, which was 30. So 13 times 10 is 100 plus 30, which is 130. Okay, time for you to have a go at one. 13 times 13. How could I split up my area model to help me here? Don't worry if you haven't got base 10. If you need to, you could draw sticks and dots to represent 10s and 1s. Pause the video, have a go for yourself. How do you get on? Let's set up our area model. Here's our 10 and 3 and 10 and 3, our 13. Let's look at each section of our model. Well, this section would be 10 times 10, which is 100. The next section is 10 times 3, which is 30. The next section is 3 times 10, which is also 30. And our bottom right hand one is going to represent 3 times 3, which would be 9. What would the total of that be? Let's take those parts. That makes it easy to count. I've got 100, 6 10s, and 9 1s. So in total I've got 169. Let's take those two models we just calculated then. 10 times 13 and 13 times 13. What stayed the same? Well, I'm noticing that the 10 times 13 is the same on both models. But what's changed then? Well, I can see I've got this extra column. This part represents the extra 3 that I multiplied by 13. I've got 3 more lots of 13. And I know that 3 more lots of 13 is going to be 39. And that 39 is represented here. That's why it's 39 more. Let's have a look at the next one. Let's set up our area model. Up the top, we can see we've got our 16, and down the left, we've got our 12. Let's look at each section then, let's calculate them. 10 times 10, that's 100. 6 times 10, 60. 2 times 10, 20. And then 2 times 6 is 12. Now when it comes to finding out the total, I need to have an exchange. Because I can see in the bottom right hand I've got 12, which is a 10 and 2 ones. So I'll exchange for a 10. Now I can see I've got 2 ones, I've got 9 tens and 100. So in total I've got 192. Okay, one to have to think about now. 18 times 13. Pause the video, have a go for yourself. Let's have a look then. We've got our model represented now. Let's look at each section. 10 tens 100, 8 tens 80, 3 tens 30, and then our 3 times 8, which is 24. So this section is 100, 80, 30, and 24. When I'm calculating them in my head, I would look at the 80 and the 30, and I would see that as 110. Add that to 100, 210, and then 210 plus 24 is 234. For our area model this time, we're not going to use base 10. We're going to represent it using the numbers, but we've partitioned the numbers out. So 23, so having 2 tens and 3, is going to be 20 and 3, and then 13 would be 10 and 3. Well, 10 times 20 is 200, 10 times 3 is 30, 3 times 20 is 60, and 3 times 3 is 9. Added together would give me 299. Okay, two for you to have a go at now. Pause the video, have a go at these.